Hi, welcome. I'm Lisa Logan, and this is Forsaken Parents. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to be talking about a letter that I received from a young woman today that, I promise you, I've been waiting for the letter that she wrote since before I ever began any of this. I knew that I would hear from a young woman like this. And this isn't the last one that I'll receive. And I wondered what I'd do when I received it or them. And now I know. I'm going to love them just the way I love you. Boy, this is a day, isn't it? I'm looking. There's a mirror there. I have to make sure I'm looking okay. Hi, babies. Okay. So, our public service announcement about suicide. I was at the doctor's this morning. There's nothing wrong. It's just a checkup. Really like that man. I've always had women doctors. I love my woman doctor that I had. I don't have her anymore. I love this guy. He was great. And I said, listen to me. You don't understand that a lot of the suicides that you're calling, a lot of the men and women who end their lives that you're calling mistakes, accidental overdose on medication, that's not a mistake. And he said, I know. And I said, then let's do something about it. Let me come and talk to your doctors and your nurses at this clinic or at this, it's a great big thing with lots and lots of wings and doesn't matter. I said, let me talk to you. He said, I'll see what I can do to set it up. I think we need to hear what you have to say. I like this guy. He's not, there was one other person where I came from who I said, let me come and talk to you. She said, no, we don't need that. Oh, this guy was so open. What a good guy. Really like him. Okay, so a lot of the men and women who are touted as having mistakenly take too much medication, it's not true. They did it on purpose. But what I want you to know is that you're not alone. Please, you are not alone. The rest of us care about you. And I know without a doubt that the reason that I'm going through this, and it's the most painful thing in my life, having been rejected by my precious daughter, is the most painful thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I'm at the end of the book that I'm writing right now, and I'm very emotional. I don't think I'm worth being around, but I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the reason that this has happened is so that I can help you. I know what I'm talking about. I know about this. I've gone through it. And it's so that I can help you. Be there for you. Please, don't take your life. Other people need you too. They do. Okay, so that's my commercial there. What's the other one? Suicide and... I forget. You're only getting one public service announcement. Okay. And here is the ad. I always give ads, don't I? That's new now. You're getting it every time. And I brought in today The Sorrow of a Forsaken Parent. There we go. That's not bad. Oh, it's not good either. Let me read it. It's better. I wrote this, and I wrote it so that you could give it to people or you could frame it on your wall. It's very thick. And I wrote it because I wanted to say it for you. You say it and people say, but what did you do? You must have done something to start all this. And you didn't, but let me read it to you. The sorrow of a forsaken parent. Estranged parents are rightfully called forsaken parents, rejected by their adult child for reasons not understood by them. They live with the fear of being permanently banished from their family. This is the day in the life of a forsaken parent, the not knowing why, the not knowing when, the not even knowing if. So it is that many choose death, for their loss has overwhelmed them. But it should not be, for this is a parent who has not abused their child. Instead, this is a parent who has loved their child well. No matter. The unthinkable has happened to them anyway. And this has become the parent who continues to live, but not really. Buy this, put it on the wall, buy it for your friends, buy it for your family members. It's $3 plus postage. Write to me at forsakenparents@gmail.com and tell me that you'd like 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. And all of the money that you give to me will go toward advertising on Google, where you go to Google and you look up estranged parents or whatever you do, and you find us and the videos. And so everything that you send me monetarily goes straight to advertising to let the thousands of people out there know that we're here. Okay, so $3. Pretty good deal, don't you think? And it's on real thick paper, and it's color. Do you see the border? The border is turquoise, sort of, royal blue, and kind of dark red, real dark red. What color is that? I forget. I'm not doing well today, but I didn't want to leave you with another day without hearing from me here. And this is the letter I want to read to you. And did I say that I've been waiting? I knew a letter like this would be coming, and it's come. And it's not going to be the last one I'll get. And I wondered, as I was planning this, 3 years ago, I wondered what I'd do when I began to get letters like this. Well, guess what I'm doing? I'm caring about her, because I understand. Okay. Lisa, what makes you think you're so wonderful? These kinds of websites and videos make me sick. You and your feeling sorry for your forsaken parents. Believe me, I know that they deserve what they're getting. And you're feeling sorry for them. Stupid. It's all stupid. What about the rest of us? We're the real ones. My parents beat me. My parents were never at home. My parents swore at me all the time. My parents never had dinner ready. My parents never even cared about me. To tell you the truth, I hate somebody like you. And what you're doing here is wasting a lot of video space that could be used for something better, not this drivel. I just hate do-gooders like you. Why don't you find something else to do? My name is Shannon. It's not a real name. I changed her name. And I'm 30 years old. I bet you won't be reading this on your stupid program. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay, Shannon, listen to me. I care so much about you. I care as much about you. I just touched the camera, sorry. I care as much about you as I care about my forsaken parents, Shannon. What makes you think I wouldn't care about you, honey, and understand you? I didn't know I was going to say this. You're me when I was growing up, Shannon. You are. And let's see what you say. It doesn't mean that I'm demeaning your pain. I know you're in pain, honey. I know you're in pain. And I have nothing but love for you. And I mean that. First of all, I want you to know something. These are not the people who treated their children the way you've been treated. The people who treated you and the rest of you who are like you, Shannon, are men and women who are probably alcoholics and drug addicts. They're parents who are abusive to their children. But these parents are parents who are good to their children. I'll be darned, now I understand this. These parents are parents who were good to their children. Were, W-E-R-E, were good to their children. And what's happened, this is a whole new theory. It's from me to not just you, Shannon. I'm going to start saying it every time I'm here. What happens is that the parents that I work with here are parents who are safe to their children. The parent that was abusive to them, the parent that was abusive to the adult children or the adult child who's like you, is the parent that isn't safe for them to be angry with, for people like you to be angry with. I don't know if you're getting it. And it's so important that all of you do. You are being blamed for what your spouse or an aunt or an uncle or a grandmother or someone else did that was abusive. But I'm talking to the parents right now, Shannon. Let me go on and then I'll talk to you again. But the parent who was the good parent gets put down and is told, you let me down. You should have stood up against whoever, but you didn't do it, and I hate you for not taking care of me. Do you understand that that's what this is about? Not in every single case, but in so many cases. This is the major reason that this is going on. And I'm sorry. My daughter had a father who was a neat guy. He was a good guy. But he was an alcoholic. And he wasn't there for her. Little precious little girl. She didn't have him. He wasn't there for her. He'd call and say he was coming over and never come. It broke her heart. And for years I couldn't figure out why. Why has she turned on me the way she has? That anger has always been inside of her. She put it away. She never faced it. She does not know today that this is what has caused her to turn against me, but it is. It is. Now, Shannon, I want you to understand this. I will tell you that I remember being slapped across the face from one end of the house to the other. I remember not having anything other than frozen TV dinners to eat. That was all, and it wasn't much. I remember sitting at the table and having my mother yell at me to finish that last bite of food. I remember a lot of things that weren't good. And I don't think I'm going to tell you about them here. But they weren't good. I was raised by a mother who didn't love my father. And I tried to protect my father. Okay. Shannon, what you're talking about, I understand. You're saying, let me read your letter again. Lisa, what makes you think that you're so wonderful? Honey, I don't. I don't think I'm wonderful. I just think I care. I like that about me, I'm being honest. You know, if I ever had to fill out things that said, what do you like best about yourself? I'd say, always, because I care about people. I do. But the reason I care is because I hurt when I was growing up. And I want you to have hope, Shannon, because there's a reason why you were raised the way you were raised. And it's going to give you compassion someday. Oh, honey, let it give you compassion. I ask every day that I will become a person who is more loving, more forgiving, and more compassionate. And I want that for you too, Shannon. I want it for all of us. It's what we're here to do. And if you do that, it's not that I say, gee, I'm really glad that I was abused while I was growing up. But what I can say is because I was abused, and I was, and you were too, Shannon, then I understand what the rest of us are going through. Shannon, I understand what you went through. What makes you think you're so wonderful? Just the other day, as I was writing this book, the ending of this book, I was feeling unworthy. I don't want to cry today, but I was feeling unworthy. These kinds of websites and videos make me sick. You and you're feeling sorry for your forsaken parents. Believe me, I know that they deserve what they're getting. And you're feeling sorry for them. Stupid. It's all stupid. Honey, baby, you don't know the pain that they're going through. I've been in that pain. There is nothing worse than having lost my daughter. There's nothing worse, Shannon. And that's what they're going through. More pain than they ever thought they'd go through, ever. But the parent who was abusive to their adult child who's angry with them, the parent who was abusive is not being hurt by this. It's funny, only I don't mean funny, ha ha ha. I mean funny, strange, that so many of those parents are the ones that everyone's turning to. You guys, you know I'm saying the truth right now. Because I get your letters and you tell me their father is the one they turn to. But you know what? I wish that my daughter's father was still alive so that she could turn to him. I wish she had that. I do. I want her. I always wanted her to have him. I did. And she didn't have him. And he's gone now because he died of the disease of alcoholism that finally killed him. And he was a good man. I don't need to defend him. He was a lousy father and a lousy husband, but a good guy. Everybody liked him. Okay. Yes, Shannon, you're right. I'm feeling tremendously sorry for the thousands upon thousands of parents who are good parents and who are suffering because of the other parent or the other family member or the grandmother, the aunt, the uncle, whatever, however it happened, because somebody was mean and hurt someone like you, Shannon. Okay, so you say, what about the rest of us? We're the real ones. You are, honey. You are. But so are they. Make room for all of us. I was online and I was on a site where someone who had written was very angry, and this poor mother said, I only want to learn. I remember this. I only want to learn. Can't you please tell me that that you understand what I'm going through? Boy, she got beat up by the young people on that site. And I wanted to say, honey, you're getting yourself hurt right now. Come here. We love you. Don't go there. Because they were furious with her. But I knew that she was a good parent. They weren't calling her a good parent. Frankly, they hate all parents. Except, I bet that they're liking the parent that abused them. See, when you're rejected by someone, you try real hard, especially when you're a kid, to make them like you. It's what your whole life is about. And that's what this is about. But the parent who's here, the estranged parent, the forsaken parent, they were already on your side. And you can turn on them with a vengeance. Someone like you, Shannon. But you're not a bad person. Honey, you got hurt, and you deserved so much more. But it isn't these parents that did it to you. And yes, I do care about them. I do, and they do deserve me to care about them. They do. What about the rest of us? We're the real ones. You are, but so are they. My parents beat me, honey. I am so sorry. I know what that feels like. I used to, and I didn't ever. It's awful to get hit. I'm sorry that happened to you. My parents were never at home. Sorry, Shannon. My parents swore at me all the time. My parents never had dinner ready. My parents didn't care about me. Okay, Shannon, what I want you to do is go back, find the tapes, the videos I've made on alcoholism, because that's what you're describing is alcoholic behavior. And what you're saying is that both of your parents were alcoholics or drug addicts. I'm sorry. What I have to say to you about that, honey, is please be careful, because the disease of alcoholism is genetic. And if you had both parents who were alcoholics or drug addicts, then your chance of becoming and abusing alcohol, abusing drugs, is like 95%. You likely have been born with the same disease that they were born with. Boy, I care about you, Shannon. Don't you tell me I don't care. I do. I've helped so many of you in my office. But I want to help them too, Shannon. They don't deserve what's happening to them either. You don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. But what I can tell you is that the way you were treated, what you will come to find out is that the way that you were treated allows you to be a better person to other people. And I want that for you. We need you, Shannon, in our world. We do. To tell you the truth, I hate somebody like you. It's okay with me, honey. If you don't like me or if you hate me, it is okay. But I don't hate you. And I think if you watch this video, you're going to know that I'm not really the person you hate. Sweetheart. God, I hate this. I hate this stuff. I hate that you're hurting, baby. I do. And I'm so grateful that you wrote. I've been waiting for someone like you to write. I really have, and I don't expect that this is the last letter I'll get. It's okay with me. It's okay. It's your pain, and I care so much about what you're going through. Listen, it's awful. I was there. Okay. And what you're doing here is wasting a lot of video space that could be used for something better, not this drivel. Well, you and I disagree on that. I'm doing exactly what God wants me to do. So you're going to have to talk to God about that, Shannon. You are. I hate do-gooders like you. No, honey, you don't. You're in pain. Baby, 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 you're in pain. You don't hate us. And I don't think of myself as a do-gooder. I think of myself as somebody who's had a lot of mistakes in my life. And I'm doing the best I can. That's what it's all been about. And somebody who cares, because I do. Why don't you find something else to do? You're too late. I've done this for over 30 years. Too late. My name is Shannon and I'm 30. I bet you won't be reading this on your stupid program. I love you. I thank you for writing, Shannon. I do. I'm glad you wrote. And I bet, because I think everybody who is watching this video needs to hear what you have to say, Shannon. I invite you to write to me anytime you want, and I hope you come back, because see, I can't write to you. You didn't give me your email address, and that worried me. I went, how can I let her know? I can't. You didn't give me your address, honey, your email address. So I can't write back to you and say, by the way, Shannon, please listen to the video that was made on, I don't know what the date is. Thank you. You know what, Shannon? It's been a hard 2 weeks for me trying to finish this book because it's so painful winding it up. And I don't want to talk about it, but it's been real painful. And your writing this to me took me back out of myself and gave me you. You have no idea how much I care about you. You don't. If you ever want to write again, I'd love to hear from you. I sure would, baby. All of us would. Just let me show this. It's sitting here. Here it is. Smart Speak. I was telling the doctor about this today, too. Listen, I get more and more excited. I'm sending these out now because you guys are ordering them. Okay, look in here. This is hard to hold. I was going to fix it better, but Shannon, this isn't for you, but it's okay. So look at here. These are really thick. For 4 sessions that you're going to meet with your adult child, they're really thick. They're that thick. About 25 or 30 questions for each session that you have with your child. And you write on these and you answer them. Can you see that? I don't think you, a little bit. It's just too hard. Okay, look. Okay. You write on them and then you hold them up. So, or you give them across the table to your adult child. They give you yours that they just wrote. You answer all these questions, and then you just give them to them. But you don't say a word. It's silent speak, because the two of you are not well enough to talk to each other. This is such a perfect way to work this out. These say, and each one of you get one of these, you and your adult child. It says no complaining, no blaming, no explaining, and it should say no speaking. Don't talk. And then this is the 4th session, and it has full pages for the last session that you make some decisions about where you're going to go. Now, this is your, can you see that? Yeah. Here it is, right here. Okay. That's a coupon for, is that the word I want to use? I don't know. For a free session with Lisa Logan, that's me. And that's $100 value, $100 value, and it's for free. And this all costs $25 plus including the $100 session with me. And it can be for you and your adult child, you and you or your adult child. It's up to you, however you want to do it. So $125 value for $25. That's a good deal. I don't think anybody else gives those out that way. But I do, because I love you. Shannon, thank you for today, honey. I will not forget you. I wish I could write to you and say, I made a tape about you, Shannon, and you were very, very important to all of us. We're the wrong people that you're angry with, honey. We're the wrong people. Okay, I'm done. Memorial Day. Love you all. Bye-bye.